Hey guys, Brandon Woolum hanging out in Nashville today with our friend Sean Rodriguez. How are you, man?
Man, Brandon, thank you so much
Good
for
to
having
see
me,
you.
man.
Yeah, so I've seen you a lot. You've actually been in this room a lot.
Yeah.
But the folks watching this are going, who the heck is that? It was Sean Rodriguez.
Yep.
So we're going to start with just a little quick bio.
All right. Well, man, this has become one of my favorite places to visit. So it's good to meet you all now for the first time. So my name is Sean Rodriguez. Formerly, I was a family pastor in Denver, Colorado, and in 2023 got opened up the door to full-time Christian music. And I just kind of dove right in, and I said, all right, God, if you're putting me here, it's because you want me here. And as much as I was questioning myself in that season, I was like, all right, your plan is beyond anything that I could do. So let's dive all in. So that was a really cool season for me, stepping out of church ministry and into music ministry. I didn't see it as God taking me out of ministry to go do music. I saw it as God extending the ministry platform to reach more people through music. And we truly have done that today. Looking back just 2 years later, it's just incredible to see the impact that God has had through what he's allowed me to do.
Yeah, and a couple of years ago, people might have seen you and just don't know it because they're hearing Sean Rodriguez.
That's right.
You were
Yep.
the artist formerly known as Sean B.
That's right. In 2023, when we did Winter Jam, it was as Sean B. And that was from a season of my life. I was doing a little bit more Christian hip hop at that time when I was going by Sean B. And the B was a call to action. It was a challenge. It was be the light to the world, be the love of God to the world, be a good example of who Christ is. And so the B was really more of a challenge. Now, when I switched over to Sean Rodriguez, one, it was because the music style was changing, but also it was to honor the legacy and the history of ministry that God started in my family. So my grandfather, he was and still is a pastor in Denver, Colorado. He's been for over 40 years now. And he taught me so much about how to sacrifice for ministry, how to lead in ministry, and how to serve in ministry. Just everything that I know about the way that I operate now through music, I learned completely from him. And so I wanted to honor that legacy and say, all right, God, whatever ministry you started in my family, this is me declaring I'm ready to carry it out and continue with, the next generation.
Yeah, you got to bring some of that rap back out today in the new single, It Is Finished, which has been doing amazing on rock radio. Spent 9 weeks up there at #1. You've got Disciple on there. Talk about how that collaboration came about and just a little about the song for folks who haven't heard it yet.
Okay, so here's something fun. So me and my friend who's actually behind the camera today, he was playing the cajon. We actually started writing that song in the mall. We were in the middle of the mall. We were waiting for our buddy to get his haircut. And we just started like, oh, dude, what if we did a song like this? And it just sounded cool. And we started writing it. And when our friend comes out of his haircut, we're like, we're going to the studio right now. And so we got in the studio, we went, and that was like the most fun night that I've had writing a song, because it was really just, what sounds cool next? Let's do it. What sounds cool next? Let's do it. You mentioned getting to rap earlier. I hadn't rapped in a long time, but I was like, guys, I'll be right back. I went into the other room, came back with a rap, and everyone was like, yeah, we're high-fiving about it. And so it was just really one of those cool moments where there was no box, there was no boundaries. It was just let the creativity flow, and it was an amazing experience. So that was actually written, the song Start was written on Winter Jam, and I loved it so much that I had a Winter Jam date the next day, and I asked the producer, is there any way that you could get me a decent sounding version of this instrumental so I can perform it tomorrow? And he was like, sure. And you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to give him a week or two to get it all together. But he came through, he did it. And the very next day we were performing a demo of it in Winter Jam, and seeing how people reacted to it, I was just like, okay, this song is something special. Now that's when Kevin Young heard it for the first time, and he was like, dude, that song was awesome. And I thought he was being nice, because Kevin had been so instrumental and just so clutch in helping me, work through some things on the tour. That was my first tour. I was kind of struggling mentally, and Kevin came in alongside of me and was like, dude, I got you. I've been through this before. Let me help walk you through it. So when Kevin came up to me and told me that he loved that song, I was like, no way, stop. Nah, that's so cool. So I was super pumped about it. When it came time to start finishing the song out, I hit him up and I was like, dude, what would you think about singing on this? And he's like, yeah. Yep, no questions, let's go. I said, seriously, like, what do you need? He's like, nothing, just tell me when. I'll show up and sing it. And dude, so the day that he came in to record it, It was the ultimate fan moment that I've ever had in my life. And Will was there as well. And it was one of those things where Kevin walked into the studio. You know, he's such a calm, nice guy behind the scenes. But he walked into the studio, man, and when he did that first scream, all of the fan in me just erupted. Like we were jumping around, we were high-fiving, oh, he did the thing, he did the thing. It was such a crazy moment to this guy that I had listened to his music and I was so pumped about being on Winter Jam with him, and now he was in the studio singing this anthem of victory with me, and knowing that this was going to be a song that we released together. This was just, I mean, it was the most fun I've ever had with a song from start to finish ever.
Yeah, the original version that you performed on Winter Jam to the final version, did it get more rockin' when Kevin came in, or was it always
It's a
very
different
rockin'?
song. The original version that we performed versus now, it truly is, it's an entirely different song almost. It's cool to see how it transformed. But I'll tell you what, when Kevin brought his verse to the song, I knew right there, this is going to be another level. Like, this is exactly what this song was missing. His presence, his voice, only Kevin can do what he does. And he was perfect for this song. So absolutely, when he came in, it was automatically another level. And I was like, oh man, it's on. It's so on. Even if nobody else likes this song, this is my favorite song.
Yeah. The new EP, it's finally out there, Jesus Will. And with this, the label that you've been involved with kind of your entire career comes out and says, Sean is our flagship artist.
Yes.
How special is it to have a label that is saying that about you?
Man, I'll tell you what, We Rock, they have just been so incredible right from the start. They saw something in me that nobody else saw, and truly I could say that maybe I didn't even see myself. But the way that they came in, they supported the vision, but not only did they support the vision, they empowered me and they helped me develop, they helped me grow, not just as an artist, but as a man, as a husband, as, you know, a father. They helped me in my entire life. They truly cared about every piece of it. So for them to come out and say like, hey, we are a label, Sean is our flagship guy, and we're honored to be working with him. I'm like, are you kidding, guys? Like, I'm honored to be working with you. So just see what God's done with that relationship, and the way that He has allowed us both to grow and to grow together. It's an exciting journey, and I can't wait to see where we are, 3 more years from now, or 2 more years from now, I should say.
Hopefully like 10 or 15 more years.
Yeah, I mean, forever from now. Yeah, I just like, in the past 2 years, we've done this much. So I'm like, man, in the next 2 years, what can we do? And then in the next 2 years, and just way down the road, it's just very special. Yeah.
Speaking of Jesus Will, we also got a Spanish version of Jesus Will.
Yep.
Is there more of that coming down the pipe? And how did that idea come about?
Yeah, so there would definitely be more of that. That song, the message of it was so special, and it was so close to my heart. It was so personal for me as well, because it came out of some deep family hurt that we had experienced. And the more that I saw people relate to the message in that song, I said, man, I wish we could get this message out even more. I mean, we were getting messages on Instagram talking about how, oh, this song helped me through this season. I needed to hear this today. These are all the words that I was looking for, those kind of messages. And so we said, we need to find out how to spread this to even more people. And so, kind of again, taking a page out of my grandfather's history and ministry. He can preach and sing in Spanish. And I said, that would be an incredible way to spread this message to more people. Let's put it in a different language. And Spanish was that language that I grew up around, that I knew. And again, that my grandfather utilizes when he preaches. So it was just, it was the easy choice. It was like, yeah, let's do that.
Are you able to pull that off live too? Because I know some artists can do a Spanish song, but they need to have the multiple takes.
Yeah, I am able to pull that off live. My wife, she speaks fluent Spanish, and so she grills me on it all the time. She's like, "Hey, say that right," So she's worked with me on that kind of stuff, and yeah, we are. It's really cool. It's a very unique moment for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of the live shows, do we have live shows this year we're able to talk about yet? Or
yes, we do, man. So I'm so excited. There are a lot of festivals that I did last year that actually extended the invitation to come back, and that to me is the biggest honor, because when I get out there, I'm trying to meet people. I'm trying to shake hands. We're at the meet and greet tables. I'm out there. buying an ice cream cone, like we're really enjoying the festival. And so to be invited in to be a part of the festival families, that's what's so incredible to me. And so we'll be doing some of the big festivals, Kingdom Bound in New York. That's a super fun one that we'll be doing, getting to play the main stage on their first day. And actually Disciple will be playing the main stage as well.
So we might get a live performance together.
So we might do a little collab there. Unity Fest is another one that's very special to me. They actually, they brought me out last year to be their host / MC. And that was a first time experience for me, but man, it was so much fun. Just for 4 days straight, getting to, get everyone excited. I felt the family pastor in me coming back to life. But also just being able to spend the downtime jumping off stage and going and, saying, hey, tell me what God's doing in your life. Tell me how long you've been a part of Unity. Share your story with me. Those have been things that really just change the way that I see live events. And so there's a lot of that coming down the line this summer.
Yeah, well, go check out his website, get all those tour dates. And while you're there, I'm sure there's links all over that to stream Jesus Will.
Absolutely. Yep.
So go do that, and we'll see you probably in a few months here.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me.